Have any of you ever wondered what makes photos like these so captivating? Hello, my name is Hannah, and some of you may know me as the one with the camera at almost every sporting event or even school. For as long as I can remember, photography has always intrigued me, and I've put a lot of my time and effort into the hobby. I consider myself a well-trained individual and knowledgeable as a photographer. I have been a part of Mrs. Dominic's class, photography class, and I have continued to help her out take photos for the school. I have also won some awards for some of the photos I have taken. My wish for you is that by the end of this presentation, you'll be able to understand the basics of photography and have the same opportunity to take amazing photos. When learning the basics, there are 3 key things that you need to learn. One of them is elements. There are 3 key parts of the exposure. Exposure has a triangle. It's a technical term that a lot of photographers use. And the 3 key elements of exposure are aperture, shutter speed, and ISO. From Adobe's website, they mention the combination of aperture, ISO, and shutter speed, which determines the time and intensity of light being let into the camera. Different exposures in film and digital images alike are achieved by adjusting these exposure settings. I'm going to start with aperture. Aperture is how wide or narrow your camera lens opens. A wider lens lets in more light get in, and it's great for low light conditions, or when you want more of a blurry background and just focus on the subject. When you are shooting a landscape and want everything in focus, you will want a smaller aperture to let less light in, and it allows the more detail to be shown. Another aspect or element of exposure is shutter speed. That is how long the camera's sensor is exposed to light. The faster the shutter speed, it freezes the motion. So this is best for when taking action shots. So that is what I normally use if I'm taking sports photos. A slower shutter speed shows movement. So if you have ever seen the light trail photos of like traffic in New York City or anything in a big city, they use slower shutter speed. ISO is how sensitive the camera is to the light. So in bright conditions, you want to keep the ISO low. And this is like no grain, also known as noise, so it's less texture to the picture, pixelation. Low light, you want to bump up the ISO to get some noise in your image. So this allows for more texture where the light isn't. So if you look at the examples, those are some good ideas of what each aspect changes. Another element to learning basics is composition. This is your foundation, your framing of your shot. This is what you'll see in each photo. A rule is known, best popular in photography world, is rule of thirds. This is a 3x3 square, also known as the tic-tac-toe board. So typically you want your subject to line up with the lines on that 3x3 square. So if you see there's a person on there, and then a mountain, so you just want to keep it, and it's more appealing, and it's balanced in the photo. The next aspect is natural lines. So natural lines in your photo, like a railroad crossings or the street, the fence, or even the road lines, allows for the viewer's eyes to go towards the subject. A section from Master Class's passage or article is leading lines are lines that appear in a photograph that have been framed and positioned by the photographers to draw the viewer's eyes toward a specific point in interest. It's a very simple trick, but it makes a huge difference. Photographers, as myself, have used this technique and have found it to be a success. The next will be like perspective. You want to know the angle. An angle changes a lot in your photo, and it allows for the people looking at the photo to get a good idea of what you see. Changes a lot. The next part of learning the basics is lighting. It really is the key to a great photo. There's 2 different types of lights. You have natural and artificial. Artificial is typically a light like I am on me on stage right now, and a natural light is outdoors or even just the golden hour. Golden hour is probably the most flattering and sought after type of lighting from photographers. Typically, if you're scheduling with a photographer, you will find that they try not to schedule in the middle of the day because you want to have more of a soft light, like around golden hour. It lets your skin glow, and it's not harsh on the photos. Soft and harsh lighting can change the mood of a photo. So if you have soft lighting, typically it gives more of a baby feel. If you're taking little photos of babies, you want a harsh or soft light. Harsh lighting is more if you want like rebellious type of pictures. Lighting can really change the emotional tone of a photo, so understanding how to control it is key. The founder of Kodak, George Eastman, once quoted, "Light makes photography, but above all, light makes photography, embrace light, admire it, love it, but above all, know light. Know it for all you are worth, and you will know the key to photography." Photography is more than just getting a picture for social media or the bajillion attempts at taking point fives with your friends. It truly is about capturing moments that mean something to you. I want you to think about all the memories you're creating during high school. Photography is a way to hold on to those memories forever. Your phone or camera isn't just for selfies. It's a tool to capture the moments that matter most. Next time you take a picture, remember, it's not just about what's in front of the camera, but how you see the world through it. Thank you.